Welcome to the Andrew Collette Show, Super Mario Maker 2 vs. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Now I know what most of you are thinking. Well, Super Mario Maker 2, duh. It's got an infinite amount of levels, therefore it's the best value for the price.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I would bet most of you watching this video would agree, but also note, the fans that look up extracurricular Nintendo video content doesn't even add up to half of their fan base. In fact, did you know that New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe is currently outselling Super Mario Maker 2 and will likely continue that way?
Great Scott!
Why is that? How is the lesser game outperforming this other magnificent option where you not only play Mario, but you can also make your own dang levels? I believe I have the answers, not only to why that is, but also if you're currently in the predicament of having to choose between these two games. I will cover how these games are meant for different players, and which may be the best one for you. And yes, to all of you naysayers, there is an argument as to why New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe is the better game for some players.
We'll see about that!
Let's get into it. We'll be comparing the two games with 5 different categories that I believe show the disparities between them. Content, gameplay, multiplayer, branding, and timing, along with my personal recommendation. Believe it or not, there is content that New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe has that Super Mario Maker 2 does not. Keep in mind that these lists can get pretty dang long if you include all of the materials, such as the background, challenge content, and some enemies. To inform you in a concise manner, I'll be bringing up what comes to mind first, as a lot of Mario Maker players wonder how these additions cannot just simply be placed into Mario Maker. These include the Baby Yoshis, Bubble Baby Yoshi, Balloon Baby Yoshi, Glowing Baby Yoshi, Ice Mario, Peachette, Nabbit, unique enemies. It even comes with the second game, New Super Luigi U, which is a spin-off of the main game starring Luigi and the levels being more difficult and encouraging you to finish them faster due to the time being shortened and courses being compressed. If this kind of stuff is what's important to you, that might sway you in one direction, initially. I say initially because Super Mario Maker 2 has way too much to mention. Here's some of what you won't get with the new Super Mario series. Things Super Mario Maker 2 has: tons of power-ups from the earlier games, such as Super Ball Form, Cat Suit, Super Leaf, Cape Feather, Super Hammer, Frog Suit, Super Mario Bros. 2 Mushroom, Power Balloon, Rotten Mushrooms, a Shoe Goomba, and much more. However, I will say there is no excuse for Mario Maker to not have the power-ups that New Super Mario Bros. Has. Moving on though, you can be freaking Link from The Legend of Zelda. Like, you can throw bombs, shoot arrows, use the Pegasus boots.
No way.
And different styles of Mario levels, including the original Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario World, New Super Mario Bros. U, and Super Mario 3D World. Again, what I've shared is just a fraction of the content these games offer. You can watch the trailers for more info. Or if you want the complete dive, try the Mario wiki pages for these games, which I'll link both down in the description. I didn't get into the level design and what kinds of levels there are, since I think that spills over into the gameplay when comparing these two. So why not? Let's get into the gameplay. There's one roaring feature that only Mario Maker has, and that is, you can create your own levels. You can even create your own worlds. Nonetheless, I won't be getting into that. Reason being, if you want to make your own levels, then it's way too obvious which game is for you. No, today we will be comparing the player perspective rather than the creator perspective, since New Super Mario Bros. Doesn't have that option. And frankly, a lot of people don't want to make levels. They just want to play. That kind of comparison would be more of a Mario Maker 1 versus Mario Maker 2 video. I digress. What we must measure in order to determine which game is right for you are the level designs each one offers. As far as gameplay goes, Mario games are roughly the same with the exceptions of different power-ups, looks, slightly different mechanics, etc. But the substantial question is, are the levels fun? I mean, do they provide enough depth? Does it provide different kinds of experiences? Or worst of all, do the levels suck? Contrary to what the raging internet says, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe is a great game. The most repeated negative critique I've heard about the game is that it's bland when it comes to the details. Like, the looks are bland, and we've seen the new Super Mario Bros. Series before. Sure, I guess that's true, only to a degree. Critics like to criticize the small things, yet they don't praise the small things. The backgrounds are more majestic than any other Mario game I've played. The bad guys dance to the music. They actually have heart. They're not some ruthless beings that only live to hate Mario. They work the 9-to-5 grind like everyone else, and give them a break. Let's freaking dance to the music. And the baby Yoshis, they sing too. How adorable.
See, this is like the cutest thing ever.
Really? A baby? Okay, count me in as who cares. It's not even that interesting, a baby. They can't even stand up. He's trying to stand up. There he goes.
So yeah, I believe the aesthetics are just fine. And more importantly, the controls are tight and precise in both games, just like any great Mario entry in the franchise. Alright, back to the level designs, and first with Mario Maker. Super Mario Maker 2 has some of the most creative, influential, loads of fun, jaw-dropping levels I've ever seen in my life in any platforming game ever. The best courses I've played in my life were probably in Super Mario Maker 2. Anyhow, there is a gigantic elephant in the room problem with this. These levels can be so freaking annoying to find. Now yes, I know you can edit the search criteria based on different factors, but I still think that's not the best way to find great courses to play. Even the popular section can get clustered and overfilled with what the community calls refreshing levels. Courses where there's tons of flashiness. You keep your fingers pressed to the run and to the right on your controller, and it's a sight to watch. But after a couple of these, you want something more fulfilling, and finding fulfillment can vary on the type of person you are. So the random level madness can be good enough for some in Course World Endless Challenge or Course Maker IDs, but I kind of knock the game for this, since I see it as a design flaw that the most thorough way to find the amazing courses is not through the game itself. You have to leave the game, get on your phone or computer, and start searching. What an inconvenience. That can be a turnoff to some. In fact, sometimes I don't boot up Mario Maker because I don't want to work more than I have to play a decent level. Now, if you're the kind of Mario player that just plays the main story and then you're done, Super Mario Maker 2 does have something to offer. Story mode. The story mode consists of over 100 professionally designed courses by Nintendo themselves. The actual story itself is nothing to write home about. But come on, you're playing a Mario game. It's good enough. You're essentially working with Toads to rebuild Peach's castle. And I must say, the writing is superb and very self-aware. I literally laughed out loud at moments such as when Toadette, the chief of the construction crew, started complaining about the Union. Then you look at New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. The whole game is pretty much story mode. You know for a fact when you purchase this game that you're going to be playing a consistent amount of courses with different themed worlds, excellent use of tilt controls. The difficulty curve starts easy and then gets difficult, even super hard, especially those post-game levels. Back to the bland criticism, I imagine they criticize the formula of Mario games. But guess what? The formula works. It's a winning formula. Reminds me of the Marvel movies. Yeah, origin stories follow the same structure with the bad guys always being the bad version of the person with the same powers, but it works. I love me some darn good Mario formula. Other companies try to copy, but they can't match the same charm and polish Nintendo gives it. It's also a continuous game. It's going to hold your interest longer, because once you're done with the level, bam, you're into the next one.
Super easy, barely an inconvenience.
And you know it's gonna be good. Super Mario Maker 2 be like, oh, I finished this awesome course? Time to break the pace of playing this game and start the search for a new one. Another thing about gameplay that really depends on the household you're in is the multiplayer. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe's levels are designed for multiplayer, yet at the same time, they're still awesome in single player mode thanks to Nintendo's wizardry. I played the entire main story with my nephew, and we both had an absolute blast. And whenever more family came over to the house, you can add or drop players mid-game. If you don't know the character Nabbit, he's the near perfect character for a younger player like my nephew. The only way he dies is by falling into pits. My cousins would ask my nephew, how in the world did Nabbit get this power? My nephew would respond explaining the bag was the weapon with the power. The conversation went something like this.
Wait, what kind of weapon are we talking about here?
The Thanos killing kind.
Don't you think that we should all have a weapon like that?
No. You simply lack the strength to wield them. Your bodies would crumple as your minds collapsed into madness.
Is it weird that I want to do it even more now?
A little bit.
I put Toadette's head on Rocket the Rabbit for a reason, which I'll get into in a bit. The only downer about Nabbit is he can't get any power-ups. So the younger ones that you're playing the game with will want to switch characters frequently, since Nabbit can't die, but they'll want to switch so they can actually get to shoot some fireballs. Now Toadette, I don't have the experience to explain the things Nintendo does at times. So when you pick up a crown with Toadette, she turns into Peachette. I've tried coming up with ways to explain this, but I just can't. I'm sorry. Blame Nintendo, not me. She's like Rocket the Raccoon, trying crazy things. Peachette does come with a few abilities, which include the floating jump, a double jump, and an automatic recovery from pits and lava. Toadette is a great character pick for you, your pal, or a younger one that knows the basics of Mario games, but needs some help keeping up or needing assistance in the later levels. So yeah, multiplayer is a blast with this game. Some may complain about it getting too crowded on a level from time to time, but oh boy, it doesn't hold a candle to Mario Maker's problems with that. Remember how I mentioned Super Mario Maker 2 has a problem with inconsistency when it comes to the quality of courses? Well, it gets a lot worse when you add more players to them when most levels are specifically made for one player. Now sure, there are great levels made for multiplayer, but again, it takes time to find the good ones. And when you're looking for them, your buddies might get bored waiting and may want to do something else. I'd say the best way to do it is to find a level or two on your own time. Then when you have company over, you ask them if they'd be willing to experience it with you. And if company doesn't come over, guess what? Mario Maker has online multiplayer. But do you hate lag? Well, I got some bad news. It's pretty awful. You'll need to make sure everyone has good connection to maybe have a decent time, or it's gonna be horrible. The thing I was most excited for when Super Mario Maker 2 was announced was online competitive multiplayer with randoms online, but it was not even playable with the lag when it first released. It's a little better now, but I'm still disappointed. However, if I'm going to be playing multiplayer, I'd take New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe any day, even though it's just offline. Now with these last two categories, they have more to do with why the games sold like they did rather than the games themselves. Although these points are still worth being heard, because they show how the games cater to different people and why Nintendo markets like they do. Branding can go either way. The world will kiss the feet of certain brands and pay anything since they trust them so much. Apple is a good example of this, and I would go as far to say that Nintendo is like the Apple of video games. They can ignore the outcries of the fans and competitor trends, yet still sell a Wii U port on the Switch for a full $60 and make bank when it was only $50 on the Wii U. Yet a brand can make people feel left out, since it can appear to only appeal to a certain audience. Whether that is true or not, it is really the customer perception that matters at the end of the day. Super Mario Maker 2 has some symptoms of the latter. I have literally spoken to real people in real life who've told me they do not want Mario Maker because they don't want to make their own levels. And every time I hear it, I'm shocked that they don't know that you can just play other players' levels and you never have to make your own. Now, I'm a Nintendo fanboy. I see everything Nintendo posts, but that's my echo chamber. As of this recording, the Super Mario Maker 2 announcement trailer has 5.5 million views. Nintendo has sold over 61 million Switches. I think it's fair to say that a lot of the casual audience just does not know what may be obvious to us more invested fans. The first entry was released in 2015 on the worst selling Nintendo console. Consequently, the Mario Maker brand hasn't been developed enough yet. On the other hand, the classic 2D Mario brand is incredibly strong. People trust it, and they know exactly what they're getting into. The word of mouth is powerful. New Super Mario Bros. Falls in this basket. Hate it or love it, it is what it is. When grandma's getting little Timmy a game for Christmas, she even will know what joy this game will give them. The original Super Mario Bros. Revolutionized gaming, and because it did, the world has welcomed it with open arms and still does. Sadly, Mario Maker is not considered by many to be part of that brand. Yet. The Nintendo Switch went nearly 2 years without a new 2D Mario experience. I believe New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe itched that need when it was released on January 11, 2019. Super Mario Maker 2 would release 5 months later on June 28, 2019. But I think that New Super Mario Bros. Already filled the need for most. The timing was plainly in its favor. I'm not totally on board with Nintendo releasing both of these in the same year. I bet they would have sold more if they were more spread out. Imagine if ARMS or Pokken was released after Smash Bros. In the same year. Yeah, it would have totally ruined their sales. And that wasn't the only problem. Nintendo had fans looking forward to different types of games that year besides platforming, such as Ultimate Marvel Alliance, Astral Chain, Fire Emblem, Link's Awakening, Luigi's Mansion, Dragon Quest, and Pokemon. I don't think I need to explain how Mario Maker could get lost in this shuffle. Now, of course, Nintendo has to release multiple awesome games to be who they are. But why'd you throw two nearly identical gameplay options in the same year? I hope you see my point on how the timing factor was not in Mario Maker's favor. And there you have it. Those are some of the reasons why the Wii U port is outselling Mario Maker. But which is the better game? Drum roll, please. Super Mario Maker 2. Now there is a caveat. If you play your Switch mostly on your own, stick with Mario Maker. Even if you're worried about having that consistent and professional experience without ruining the pacing, Mario Maker Story Mode provides that. And what the heck, if you want to keep going, go online and find some great levels. The creativity these people have is mind-blowing, and you may even get inspired to try making one. Super Mario Maker 2's gameplay options are plentiful, where you can play 5 different Mario themes with an infinite amount of content. Now, if your Switch is mostly played by multiple people at once, I gotta give the edge to New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Mario Maker's multiplayer is just not on the same level. Not to mention, the online, which I was so excited for, makes me sick. New Super Mario Bros. Will bring memories with loved ones, like it did with my nephew and I. The levels were designed with multiplayer in mind, and you get to make the fun journey of defeating Bowser and his Koopalings together. Even though I hardly touch the game now because Mario Maker provides the endless thrill, I don't regret buying both games at all. The replay value is strong with both, whether I'm by myself with Mario Maker or replaying New Super Mario Bros. With the family. Now I want to hear from you. What do you prefer? Are any of you brave enough to admit New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe? Leave a comment below with your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel for more Nintendo content and give the video a like. Follow me on Twitch to chill and hang out with me. I'm currently playing lots of Super Mario Maker 2 in preparation for the possible 3D Mario releases later this year. I hope all of you have a fantastic day, and here's to hoping for a great 2020 from Nintendo. Nope. Cool. All right, let's get your level in. Nice, we did it.